Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is Quick Words. Quick Words, a series of messages for those to consider during end times. Things to consider during end times. It is a message to the 144,000 and those who will be among the ranks of the multitude mentioned in Revelation 7th chapter and 14th chapter. Today is March 24th, 2014. And if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I am pressed to present to those who have been tasked to receive them. This segment of Quick Words is entitled, Be Mindful of Trespassing. Be mindful of trespassing. My brothers and sisters, allow me to begin with defining the word trespass. Trespass consists of entering the owner's land or property without permission. Entering an owner's land or property without permission. Commit an offense against a person or a set of rules, or a sin, an offense. Now that we have visited the word trespass, I submit to you as end times become intense, we will witness people with total disregard and in many instances just plainly ignoring people's property, land, nor even taking pause to see if they're finding themselves being overtaken with sin. Trespass. There will soon be forced movement and forced transitions as end times get intense. I want to strongly encourage you to be mindful of trespassing. Trespassing against righteous rules and trespassing on people's property both will prove to be dangerous and could put a person or people at risk of death or severe harm. So many of us have taken a false sense of comfort by grabbing verses from scriptures without seeking the living guidance of the Spirit of Yahushua directly, or through one of his chosen leaders, mores, teachers, his watchmen, his messengers. So many have disregarded those that are being actually used by the Spirit of Yahushua, and taken on their own position. Soon, this will come to an end among the children of obedience. And I am not talking about self-appointed and false leaders with wicked teachings, practices, and behaviors. I am referencing those chosen by the Spirit of Yahushua as being led and that are obedient, that will be ignored and dismissed by many. But those who will be among the children of obedience will discern and respond with precision. Many have heard and some have even witnessed individuals who go along with a crowd. They embraced the premise or thought, well, everyone else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. Though end times will produce chaotic and tumultuous or extremely rough times, it will not be an excuse for sin or to be overtaken with wickedness and disregard people's property or land. My brothers and sisters, we cannot just blatantly become unrighteous during severe times and desperate times and say, well, Yah will forgive me. I needed water and food for me or my family or a loved one. This will not be tolerated, my brothers and sisters. End time conditions will not be a license to throw out righteousness. End time conditions will not be a license to disregard being obedient. We will still continually be called to worship and obey all the commands from our Almighty Father Yahuwah. We will still be expected to yield to him and discover his words as they are made alive through his set-apart spirit he sent in Yahushua's name. Let me share two verses with you. Numbers 5:6. It says, Speak to the children of Yasharal. When a man or a woman commits any sin, that man commit trespass against Yahuwah, and that being is guilty. Galatians 6:1 reads, that was Numbers 5:6. Galatians 6:1 reads, brother, if a man is overtaken in some trespass, you, the spiritual ones, set such a one straight in the spirit of meekness, looking at yourself, lest you be tried too. Though I share these verses which mention trespass, keep in mind there are man's laws which empowers the owner of any land or property with the right to protect it. As chaos, civil unrest, violence, economic distress, and much more erupt, as people frantically look for fresh water and food, as these resources become scarce, there will be those tempted to trespass. Be mindful, my brothers and sisters. Be mindful regarding these end times. We will see people become very stressful. Yes, in some cases, people will forcibly try to take away what you have. People will forcibly trespass on other people's property, desperately seeking food and water. Yes, my brothers and sisters, or possibly repellents for pestilence, or medicines or herb for diseases. These conditions will indeed arise, my brothers and sisters, as end times become intense. There will be fathers, mothers, children, and others trying to survive. Yes, and we will witness even some being killed in an effort to preserve their way of life or to just merely survive. There will be people that will be desperate, disregarding people's land, property, disregarding laws, trying to get food or water. But my brothers and sisters, regardless of the conditions, we are ordered to pursue righteousness, to obey the commands of our living Father, our living Messiah. These are indeed man's final steps. Times will get intense, but the 144,000 and multitude will overcome all obstacles, for it is foretold that we will gather together during these end times. There will be a final exodus, and it approaches sooner than many of us realize. My brothers and sisters, there's much work to be done. There are a lot of details to consider, forging, perfecting, and refining us to come together in unity for these final hours ahead. My brothers and sisters, do not get discouraged. Do not be overtaken with unbelief. Trust that the Almighty Father, through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name, will guide us. He will work through us directly and through his chosen vessels to provide leadership on what must be done. Be mindful of trespassing as things become intense, and take heed to these words, lest you find yourself or loved ones facing harm and or possibly death. Know this, what we are about to experience cannot be stopped regarding end-time challenges, but again, there will be no excuse for disobedience among the children of the Most High Father. Pray earnestly to discern and understand what must be done, when to act, as well as when to be still, when to speak, and when to be silent. There will be orders, commands given, not just passive requests as many think. We serve a living Elohim. The reign of Yahushua will demonstrate that it is not a democracy. There are things that will be ordered. Pray to discern and understand what must be done, my brothers and sisters. Are you committed to this journey? I pray the words of this message resonate within you, and that no one becomes overtaken by extreme hunger and thirst, such that it causes them to disregard man's property. Be mindful of trespassing, my brothers and sisters. Be mindful of people's property. Be mindful of sinning against the Most High. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, trust that it will all come to pass that is written. Trust that the Most High Father knows all, sees all, and will do all that he has promised us. Until next time, stay tuned as this series, Quick Words, continues, a part of man's final steps. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, be encouraged. Shalom, shalom, shalom.